Hello, I am the dream Aren Daniel Norman, and if you think I'd be anywhere except here drinking at Moe's, keep dreaming.
This is Drinkin at Demos, where we talk about the pros of pro wrestling in the Midwest while sipping on some brews with blessed beers and wrestling. That's my scene. Death matches and lucha libre, it's also mean. I'm a straight up smart goofball, not no kiss ass. I stand tall when it comes to wrestling. I'm the king. I know every move, every fling. Get ready for a wild time with Drinkin at Moe's, where we don't quit. Drinkin at Moe's, that's where it's at, like a power bomb. We hit hard, never flat. Fucking right, we're living the dream. Talking about wrestling, know it's a scream.
You know, I've always said here at Drinkinatmos, just because it says drinking at Mo's does not mean it has to be alcoholic. So I'm happy to say Drinking at Mo's is sponsored by Prince Nana Coffee, the, the exact same guy you see every week on Dynamite, on Collision. Yes, he has his own coffee and it's freaking delicious. They don't even roast those beans until you've placed your order. And you might be telling me, hey, Big Mo, I'm more of a tea guy. They got you covered there too. Use the referral link in the description of this video. And let's get you dancing like Prince Nana with Prince Nana Coffee. There, I didn't have the issue with the damn button at the start of it this time. Anyways, this is Drinking at Mo's. Y'all know the drill. YouTube, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff that everybody always says, because YouTube's algorithm is a pain in the ass. We are most places you can find the audio podcast too. Today, I'm excited to have with me Aren Daniel Norman. How you doing?
That's me. I'm doing pretty good. About 2 weeks away from going to Japan, so that's pretty sweet.
It was, you know what, and we will talk about that because that was one of the things I wanted to be sure that I talked to you about, because part of me is a bit damn jealous because Japan is like, I mean, I know for a lot of wrestlers, it's a bit of a bucket list item,
Yeah.
but you know, for fans to be able to go over to a show there, bucket list item. And little story that I've told a couple times on the show. When I was deployed, one time we were just offshore of Japan. I could see it.
Oh man.
Some people got to go on shore for business stuff, whatever the I don't remember. I wasn't one of them. So it's been like me on a mission ever since that I
At
gotta
some point
get,
you gotta. You
yeah, I
gotta.
got it. I just got it. But yeah, I can't complain too much. I've another episode that I just recorded with a good friend of mine that it seems like there's a lot of people out there that are calling this their last year.
I've
He
actually noticed that.
he's this guy was one of them. So I'm like, you know what? I have to have you on before you hang it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good one. That one's actually, as of this recording, coming out Friday,
Okay.
because
Cool.
that little thing that I had with the family vacation and some cancellations, I had to switch my 2 a week to 1 a week for a couple.
Yeah.
This is the
I
last
feel
week.
like I was involved in part of that, as this is our second scheduled time. The first time I had to push it
Yeah,
back.
shit happens. But first thing I like to lead off with everybody on their first time on is what got you started as a fan, and then what got you deciding to make the leap into the business.
So as a fan, I'd probably have to blame slash thank my dad. Like my earliest like actual memories are watching like Raw with him in the 90s. The first big memory that shoots out, and I know I watched before this, but like the first big memory is Undertaker throwing Mankind off the Hell in a Cell. That's like the first one that always comes to mind.
Hard to forget that one.
Yeah. So like I've pretty much watched it a long time. My dad got me into it. I never really knew much about WCW and stuff back then besides the video games, so I was
Mm.
always straight WWF through WWE. Then I got into amateur wrestling, and in amateur wrestling, it's very much pro wrestling's bad. So I kind of fell out of it for a little bit until probably my junior, senior of high school. One of my teammates was really into wrestling, and then he kind of talked me into like watching it again. I started getting back into it just a little bit. Um, what made me take the leap though was actually I had stopped college wrestling in like 2014. I just kind of got burnt out. I'd done it for over 10 years, year round, 24/7, just amateur wrestling. Um, and I started putting on some weight and I was like, man, I need something to get in shape. And then I was like, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a pro wrestler and I kind of fell out of that. I was like, how do you get into that? So I Googled how to be a pro wrestler and the first thing that popped up and that like I was really interested in going to was WA4, AR Fox's school actually in Georgia. Um, but I was like, I don't want to go there yet. I'm still in school. I'm trying to finish school. So then I was like, all right, so is there any schools closer? And I'm about an hour south of Toledo in Tiffin, Ohio. And where I trained was Newark, Ohio, which is about 2.5 hours away. It's like it's near Columbus, 20 minutes from Columbus. Um, and there
In
was
territory for a Husker guy like me.
a um And then there was a school there, and I kind of like reached out. And my original plan was I'll go to this school that has, a couple of decent people, like people that look like they're good, but I don't really know. Slash, there's nobody that was on TV from their school. And then once I'm done at school, I'll go to AR Fox's school and really learn. And then you kind of learn as you start getting into wrestling that that's not really how it works and stuff. So, and I'm very grateful. I went to the Ohio Pro Wrestling Academy in 2015. My first actual class was February 1st, 2015. Trained by James Avery, Tommy Chill, and Cyrus Poe. I guess like two of their bigger students that people would know would be like Max the Impaler and Queen Aminata.
Ah, yeah.
So they both came from the school. Max had a little bit of training before they came, but Queen Aminata was straight from the school. I think 2 classes after mine actually.
Hmm.
So I've known the Queen for a while.
I want to say I, and I mean I might be remembering wrong because this was a few years ago, and Lord knows the amount of wrestling I have to watch for this show. But that same, I talked about the show that I saw Bronson Reed versus
Yeah.
Jeff Cobb, Jonah at the time. But there was a match on that I'm wanting to say was Queen Aminata, but going up against, I believe it was Deanna Perrazzo.
Oh, okay.
She's really nice, by the way. But her and Macklin plays a badass, but dude, nice dude.
He's very helpful guy too. If you ever have any pro wrestlers that listen to this or hear this, if you ever have questions, just be respectful and ask and he'll help you. He's
Oh
willing to
yeah,
help.
most definitely. But yeah, no, I love hearing how people got in because I kind of got the idea for even asking that from another favorite of mine, Tommy Dreamer.
Okay, yeah.
He used to have the House of Hardcore podcast, and he would
Yeah.
often ask, you know, what was your introduction into the business? I'm like, you know what? For people when I have them on for the first time, that would be a
Yeah, it's a
solid
nice little
start off.
introductory to someone.
Oh yeah.
Mine's not the coolest story. Mine was, man, I'm sick of getting fat and I want to do something. And then within the first like week, 2 weeks of training, I was like, I love this. This is the hardest thing yet like most fun and rewarding thing I've ever done.
Oh yeah, and that's the time during the whole training process that it's kind of like almost the same as I how I describe the processing days at boot camp in the military. Like there's a bit of a weeding out process, seeing like,
Yeah.
oh, who really wants to be there. The training notoriously tough, especially that first little bit. But yeah, I still remember. I love. I'm a beer drinker, but it gives me the like my Dr Pepper. It gives me the burps. But I specifically remember we went down by like we had a good number when we first started, and then by the time we moved to our permanent building for the rest of our time there, we were down by about half.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll even say Ohio Pro Wrestling Academy, they're when it comes to like physical conditioning, compared to some other schools, that's not their focus. They expect you to do that on your own unless it becomes a problem. If it becomes a problem, then we do it more. But even with that, I think my class started at about 15 or 16 people, and by the end, only three of us graduated.
That you know what? That's not the first time I've heard of a similar ratio
Yeah.
come up. Like, yeah, no, I forget what the final number for me at boot camp was, but yeah, we were not anywhere near what we started with. So, yeah, that's why I kind of compare boot camp with the stories I hear of wrestling training because I hear the parallels there with the
Yeah.
drops in numbers.
It's kind of funny. So, shirt I'm wearing here is Skull and Bones. It's a CK3 Crimson School with Trey Miguel, and I help coach there now a little bit, and I go there now because it's a little bit closer and it's a great place. But he actually calls his like day one tryouts, like to kind of see if it's for you and if it's for them. He calls them boot camps, so it's kind of funny.
It, and funny enough, I I participated in a pro wrestling boot camp here. Oh God, I forget how many years ago now, but it was before an event, and it was at the convention center that was conveniently enough attached to the same hotel I was put in the
Oh,
night
okay.
before I left for boot camp.
Huh.
And I kid you not, I had a flashback moment when I stepped into the lobby because the lobby for then the convention center was the front desk lobby when I stayed there.
Oh, wow.
So like I literally saw a flashback of me with my backpack going out the door. I'm like, no,
We're past
no,
this.
no.
I'm home now.
Yeah. Although I got the laugh of I left here going to one boot camp and I'm going back here going to another.
Yikes.
Yeah. Now, something that I noticed with some of the pictures on social media that I've seen, I only have one. But we've talked about collecting, before we were
Yeah.
recording. I've seen some pictures of you in a group where you guys are pretty much some damn belt collectors.
Right now, this year it's been, man, I think we have right now consistently three or four tag belts between the group, but like throughout this year we've collected on and off like three or four other sets. And then I also have a singles title right now, actually at a promotion here in Tiffin. Um, yeah, no, it's been crazy, cool year. I've never really like early in my career, I was pretty much, never a belt collector. But this year feels things have felt different in the last year, year and a half. Honestly, I want to give some of that credit to Bullard.
Mm,
Having a promoter that's actually like believed in me has helped me believe in myself more. And he's someone that I've been able to have conversations with that have helped me, whether it's, and it's not always what I want to hear, but sometimes it's what I need to hear type stuff. He's very good
yeah,
at that. So that's helped. And yeah, the Vietnam trip actually, since I've come back from that, I've noticed a lot more opportunities, and I don't know if that's just because I'm officially internationally traveled professional wrestler now, if that makes
that
the difference or
I
what.
would
But
imagine that might help a little bit.
yeah, so actually the little poster hanging up behind me there is was a gift from Vietnam. That was actually the poster that was hanging all around Ho Chi Minh City.
Oh,
It's pretty
nice.
cool. So I had to make sure this room's not anywhere near set up the way I like, but I had to make sure I hung that up at least.
Oh,
But
totally.
yeah,
I
it was actually like the Vietnam trip was really cool. Because they gave us all kinds of little gifts. So it was like two different shows. We did two shows there at two
yeah.
different colleges. And each night, each college gave us a different little gift. So like one of the colleges gave us this really cool like glass trophy,
Ooh.
which was really cool. And then the other college gave us like this little gift box thing that had like a tea like cooler thing and an umbrella in it. Just
Ooh.
kind of cool and kind of interesting. I just got to have them sitting here because I have nowhere to really put them. But
Oh
I
yeah, no,
actually might be bringing that umbrella to Japan with me just to have one.
yeah, I wouldn't blame you one bit. I know, heck, if I had the spot to display something like that myself, yeah. If I ever got anything like that from a deal like that, yeah, no,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
that's
my plan. I plan to find it like the little corner back there where that's hanging is going to eventually be like shrine's the wrong word, but like something like a little display of like stuff from Vietnam, some stuff I might get from Japan, hopefully. Cool wrestling stuff I've gotten over the years that I still have left that didn't
oh yeah.
get lost in the fire and stuff. So
Yeah, yeah, no, I can only imagine, some stuff gets lost and stuff like that. I know I definitely have some things that if they got lost in something like that, I'd be bummed out a bit. My one belt, a friend of mine actually who co-hosts, I need to bring this back, but it was a co-host of mine from my other show, but he made this.
oh, that's
He
cool.
had it made, and the strap is actually the same pattern as one of the uniforms I wore in the Navy.
Oh, that's actually really cool. That's sweet.
So yeah, it definitely has some meaning and definitely displayed proudly. But getting into Mr. Bullard and fantastic league of wrestling, and
Yes.
even this trip over to Japan that you're going to be going on here soon. But fantastic league of wrestling season 2 in full swing, and it just seems like I have not seen one crowd that either looked like a disappointing size or even saw
Yeah.
somebody look disappointed at a show.
So sadly, I've only been able to be at one show so far this year. I was at the one in Chicago,
Yeah.
where I wrestled Anthony Lee, and that crowd was amazing. They were so happy to be there. They loved every minute of it. Loved the good guys, hated the bad guys. It was great. Um,
Oh yeah.
and then I was supposed to be at the next show that Quackenbush was at, but I woke up, so I have two broken teeth right now that I just haven't been able
Oh.
to get fixed. And I woke up that morning where my lips were numb and my cheek was swollen out to here.
Oh
And
Jesus.
I messaged John. I was like, "Hey, I can come, but I honestly think it'd be better if I go to the ER. I have this person that can replace me. I apologize. I know I was in your main event. I'm really sorry." And I mean, he was really cool with it. And like I said, I had someone that took my place that was like it made sense because he was like with me at the last show and like
Yeah.
came out for a second. So it was a Dylan Cole actually.
Yeah.
So he wound up taking my place in that match. But the week we're recording this weekend, I'll be at Low and I'll be wrestling Anthony Lee and Nick Ultima in a
Yeah,
triple
the
threat.
triple threat match. I did want to talk about that. Yeah.
And then next Saturday we have another Flow show.
Yeah.
So all kinds of Flow finally. I'm finally getting to do some stuff. But yeah, triple threat match. This is gonna be hard hitting. Me and Anthony beat the crap out of each other last time.
I love those types of matches where the people just I describe it somewhat as old schoolish sort of style, but just that smash mouth, just knock
Yeah.
the crap out of you sort of stuff. Definitely might like I gravitate towards those intense personas that,
Yeah.
like I mentioned, Tomohiro Ishii being a favorite of
Love
mine,
Ishii.
Samoa Joe, another one, um, a guy that growing up admittedly scared the ever loving crap out of me, but
Yes.
but Bruiser Brody,
Okay. Yeah.
because okay, when I grew up, when I got started watching wrestling in general, it was back when before Raw, even when I got dating the hell out of myself there, but WWE was still like syndicated, so it was like, oh, sometimes you'd pick it up here, other times
Yeah.
not. So like the consistent one was always WCW Saturday Night,
Okay.
and so got started watching there. But then I vaguely remember seeing some stuff from like uh, the Von Erichs territory
Okay.
where I'd see Bruiser Brody coming around swinging a chain and crap, and I'm like, I remember being a little kid. I'm like,
I never
but
want to see that guy in real life. He's gonna kill me.
but now watching it back, I'm like, dude, I love that guy.
Yeah. Absolutely. Which is funny because actually what gets me more into that style, and a lot of people don't realize, Joshi wrestling.
Oh yeah.
I'm so we'll go back a little bit. End of 2019, I took a break from wrestling. There was some drama in wrestling that caused me to step away. I thought I hated wrestling. It turns out it was the drama around it that, but the wrestling itself I still loved. But I thought I hated wrestling for about 2 years. I didn't watch it. I had a friend talk me into trying to maybe try it again. And then my girlfriend, who's also a professional wrestler, she actually just came back this year. Um, she wrestles as Rudy Jordan, and she loves Stardom. She loves the Joshis. That's
Mm.
what she was. She was a huge Hana Kimura fan, all that. She started like when I said, "Oh, I'm kind of interested in getting back into maybe watching wrestling and seeing." She started having me watch Joshi, and there was this match I saw between Azumi and Starlight Kid that was really fast paced, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of interesting." So I
Oh,
started watching some Stardom, and like some women like Shuri, Julia, who just went to WWE,
mm.
seen some of their matches. Utami Hayashishita, like just beat the crap out of each
Oh,
other,
yeah.
and
Oh,
that's what made me go. These women are crazy in the best way, and like if
yeah.
you look, so the gear that I actually lost in the fire that I wore a little bit last year is very heavily inspired by a now defunct faction from Stardom known as Queen's Quest, who was led by Utami. At one point, it was led by Io Shirai.
Mm.
So very like storied faction that's just defunct now, but like I was very inspired by their gear, their stuff. I just loved all of the way they wrestled. So like a lot of my wrestling now is very heavily inspired by Joshi in general, because now I've branched out to other Joshis like Takumi Iroha and like Marvelous and Sendai Girls and
Oh yeah.
so crazy.
Oh yeah. No, like Japanese wrestling in general, just smash mouth, hard hitting, fast paced. Joshi wrestling, yet very much that as well. Like I still remember some of my first tastes of Japanese wrestling. Like when you see people here in the States throwing headbutts, like, yeah, you every now and then you get those that's like, oh wow, yeah, that looks painful. But every now and then it's like, oh yeah, that didn't really even look like it connected.
Yeah.
But the literal first headbutt I ever saw during a Japanese show, you could literally hear the bone on bone just
Oh,
smack.
that was so Julia actually, I actually have a photo. It's kind of a meme I use sometimes when someone makes me mad, and it's just Julia with a giant lump on her head from a forehead, just flipping off the camera. But man, her headbutts
Yeah, no,
crazy.
definitely not wanting to mess with that. But it brings me into the international partnerships that have popped up with
Yes.
Fantastic League of Wrestling. I mean, good lord, what was there? I'm trying to remember all of them. There's a lot of them.
So
But
I know we have Pro Wrestling FTO, which is where I'm going to in
where you're
Japan.
going to be going, yeah.
There's Puzzle in Taiwan.
Taiwan, that was the one I
Uh,
was trying to remember.
That one's really cool. I kind of was watching a little bit of their stuff when Bullard had mentioned them, and I was like, "This is a cool place." Because actually, when I went to Vietnam, I had a layover in Taiwan. I didn't like go anywhere. I was only in the airport. The airport was super cool, but I was like, "Man, I've already been to Taiwan. Maybe I should go see if I can go try and wrestle a puzzle at some point."
Yeah, why
Um,
not?
Plus, they bring over Shigehiro Irie. I don't know. He's wrestled at WXW in Germany. He's a
Okay.
freelancer in Japan.
Yeah.
He came when I was living in Dayton during like the Rockstar days. He came and stayed with us a couple of times. So I'm like, they use him at Puzzle. And I'm like, oh, hey, I know that guy. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, that is
um,
awesome.
there's a SCW in Mexico.
Mexico, yeah.
Um, I believe we recently just had a partnership with it's like, oh man, it's like Island Pro or something like
Yep,
that.
Island Pro Wrestling out of Prince Edward Island in
Yeah,
Canada.
Canada.
I've had the promoter on a couple
Okay.
times now.
Yeah, I remember that one. I I feel bad because I've been making a list of all of them so I can like I want to make sure I know them all. I'm trying to learn them all. I want to go
Yeah,
watch stuff from them. There's one in I believe the UK.
yeah, UK. I know they're I spacing off on it right now, but yeah, I do
Like
remember.
there's man, he's if there's something I can say is Bullard is great at making connections.
Oh, that he is like
He's doing
holy,
a wonderful job with that.
doing amazing. And you know, talking about UK, I mean, hell, the now two-time Supernova world champion because
Yep,
he's defended it over the border.
correct.
Tommy Gunn from
Just
the
won that
UK.
back.
Yeah, he's just coming back now. Yeah, that like I remember having him on. Well, even before he won the title, and then now he's won, got defeated, but then he won it back. So hey, all in all, a win-win
Hey,
there.
as long as he's bringing it back, didn't want to leave it in Mexico. I mean, how
Oh
am
yeah,
I going to
no,
challenge for it if it's not here?
yeah, no, you got to have it come back. But man, the stuff that they've been able to put together with all of that is just something else. And you mentioned FTO, the partnership over there in
Yes.
Japan. You, as of this recording, are going to be heading over there here shortly.
Exactly 2 weeks is my flight.
Exactly 2 weeks. That is going to be something. Like I said, I'm a little jealous because I've come close to Japan, but
Yeah.
not quite boots on ground getting to do that.
Not to make you even more jealous, but so we're getting there, we're leaving Wednesday, we're getting there Thursday. I'm bringing my girlfriend with me.
Ooh,
She just got her passport literally like 3 weeks ago.
hey,
We're staying in Ueda, which is where FTO is. Fight Team Ueda is actually what FTO stands for.
yeah,
Um, which is on one of the southern big island of Kyushu. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hour train ride from Fukuoka, which is the major city down there. We're staying there until Monday. We're wrestling that Saturday and that Sunday, and this is a really big event.
Oh yeah.
They have like idols that are performing at this event I saw, and some other really cool stuff. So like I'm really excited for this. But then I actually just bought the train tickets today. My girlfriend and I are taking a train from Ueda all the way up to Tokyo, and then spending a week in Tokyo before we leave, just as like
Ooh.
a little vacation.
Oh man, that is nice. That
Um,
is nice.
so the cool thing about that too is if we can get them, I haven't been able to buy them yet, but I'm going to try to get tickets to a Stardom show because right now they've just
Ooh.
started their 5 star, which is their version of the
Hmm.
G1 Climax, and the finals are on the last full day we're in Japan. Like a
Ooh.
30-minute train ride from where we're staying. And I'm like, if I can get a ticket to those finals, man, I'm gonna be there.
Oh, I would not blame you one damn bit.
Worst
Wow.
case scenario, they sell out and they have their second to last show on that Wednesday. So if I don't get to the finals, I'll at least go to that because I have to get a start. So they're the reason I fell back in love with wrestling.
Oh yeah, no, I would not blame you one bit, man. You have to do that if you get the chance. I know it's a bucket list item for me to, go to Japan and go to a show. And okay, I I feel silly talking about it sometimes, but like I've seen the travel videos of people with like the seats in the planes that it's like almost like a mini hotel room on the freaking
Okay, yeah.
plane. And it's like if I were ever to get one of those, I would want it on a long enough flight.
Yeah.
Japan would be that. But
Yeah.
then I've also seen the travel videos of people staying in those capsule hotels.
If I was going by myself, I'd probably do that because like it was like for the 6 nights, it would have been like $80.
Yeah.
And like all I do is like I'd bring so I'm a big video game guy too. So like I'll bring either like my Steam Deck or my Switch 2, and if I can't sleep, I'll just play that till I'm ready to go to sleep in that little tiny capsule and then, like yeah, if I was just going by myself, I definitely would have been getting those capsule hotels.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. No, but again, wouldn't blame you one bit because I know that's like dream trip item for
Oh,
me. But
that there's like multiple stores I want to go
oh
to. I forget it's called like Tokenin. It's a big wrestling store. It's something like that.
yeah, I've heard of it.
They there's a place called Depot Mart that sells like a lot of like wrestling masks, Starlight Kids mask, I believe. Oh man, my name I'm blanking on his name right now, but he's a New Japan guy who teams with Starlight Kid a lot.
Damn,
Uh
it's escaping. I'm having a brain fart moment on
I'll
here.
come back to it, but like they
Yeah,
sell a bunch of their masks and a bunch of other stuff will go there. I want to go to Minoru Suzuki's store because Minoru
dude,
Suzuki is like one of my dream matches.
totally.
So like, and that's over near like in Harajuku, and like we're staying. So when we get to Tokyo, we are staying in Akihabara, which is like the anime weeb central because me and my girlfriend are both that too. Um, but like we're staying literally like in a hotel that's connected to that train station. So like nothing is more than a 15 to 30 minute train ride away. So we're gonna hit
Nice.
up like pretty much every place we can that has some wrestling stuff, and then stuff that she wants to see, some like the like Capcom store. She's a big Resident Evil fan, so we're gonna try to
Oh,
hit some like Biohazard stuff.
dude. Okay, Resident Evil. I, I have three, but I've not played it yet. I've mainly played two and four,
Okay. Yeah.
but four I need to pick it back up. But man, when I got one of the infinite I don't remember how the hell I got it, but I got enough for one of the infinite ammo weapons, and then I was like, you know what? Let's see how fast I can get through this.
My my friend, I think I mentioned him, maybe it was before we started, from like sixth, seventh grade, who was into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. His other like his favorite game of all time is like the OG Resident Evil 4. And I think I've personally watched him beat that game at least 8 to 10 times. So I can't imagine how many times he's actually played it. But so I'm originally from Connecticut. I grew up in Connecticut until I was 18. Um, so like he's in Connecticut. So one of the times he came out to visit, and I just had like a slim PS2, and he just like hooked that up and like in one day beat Resident Evil 4. It's like that is his game.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I know Resident Evil 4. I've never the only Resident Evils that I've played all the way through are the co-op ones. I've played 5 all
Mm.
the way through because I played with him, and 6 all the way through because I played with him. I've never played any of the single player ones all the way through, but like I know so much between him and my girlfriend because they've played them, love them. They watch videos on them all the time.
Oh yeah. I've watched my fair share of those myself. I'm pretty excited about this new one coming out. But
Oh,
I
Requiem.
yeah. I was thinking of another place in Japan that I know I would want to go because Lord knows I've seen enough wrestlers go there, but Ribera's.
Yes. So I actually had one of the students at Avery School asked me if I was going to go there, and I'm definitely going to go there. But I don't think I'm going to like try to mention about a jacket or anything like that because I want to wrestle in Tokyo for that. Like that's I want to wrestle in Tokyo with everything 100% paid for to feel like I earned it like the old school original way of Ribera.
Yeah.
That's how I personally feel, and that's not a shot at anyone who's ever gotten one easier. Like it's cool. And
Yeah.
I respect all of that. But
Totally.
like for me personally, I think I want it to be a 100% covered trip wrestling in Tokyo, whether that's Korakuen, doesn't have to be like
Yeah.
anywhere in Tokyo where it's like
Yeah.
covered, then I'll try to get my Ribera jacket because I want to really like that like exclusive, really feel like you earned it type thing.
Oh no, I totally understand you there.
Definitely going though. I definitely want
No.
to check it out while I'm there. Might as well.
Oh yeah. No. That hell you when you talk wrestling in Japan, it's almost like that is one of the side things you just have to
Have to.
do.
It's like a little side quest. You got to be there.
Video game analogy right there. One of the side quests, definitely. But coming back to the states, not only fantastically you're wrestling, I've noticed Gen Next wrestling, and I've seen I've seen some stuff for a card where I'm seeing some pretty damn big names that are
Yeah, that one's coming
coming through.
up. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be on that one, but
Yeah, I
I've
wasn't sure if I saw you on there, but I know I've seen you
yes.
in a
I've
lot of their stuff.
wrestled with Gen Next a few times. Man, these stories here are gonna make me sound like I cancel a lot, but actually, their most recent show, I actually last minute kind of had to cancel. So this past weekend, I had to cancel 2 bookings because Monday at my shoot job, I work in Walmart's. I don't work for Walmart. But a Walmart employee messed up this bale of cardboard and it was falling off the pallet. And I was like, oh, there's only like 400 pounds, right? I can help you move that back on. And I did. And then about 20 minutes later, my back tightened up and I actually walked with a cane for like 4 days. And last night's training was the first time I really started feeling good again.
Oh,
I found out those bales are 800 to 1,000 pounds and I moved that by myself onto a pallet.
oh Jesus!
So thinking about it, I'm like, man, I'm really strong, but goodness gracious,
Yeah,
did I
once
just
that
hurt myself?
adrenaline wears off, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck.
Yeah, so I feel bad about that. So I'm not sure. Like I know I'll be back. The promoters really do like me, and I like them. I like working for Gen Next. They're really cool. They have really good footage. They have a great commentary. Nick Manoa's there a lot. I love Nick
Nick Manoa,
Manoa.
love that guy.
A really good roster too. Like their regulars are like Jackie Thad and Kellen Craven, great young talents. And then they bring in a lot of guys like Jake Chris comes in a lot. Larry D's there a lot. I mean, he's there pretty much every show. It's his show basically. Um, and, like just all you never know, like because there's always like a bigger name coming in throughout most of the shows. I think Gaston wrestled Crazy Steve there once. So. Yeah, Gen Next is a wonderful place that, I mean, if you haven't seen them, I would recommend checking them out. I believe, oh, I don't know. I think they're on IWTV. I need to check real quick before I say the wrong thing, but I think
Yeah,
they're on IWTV. Um, it's either that or High Spots, but I'm pretty
they're on a
sure.
streaming service.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's IWTV.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, they. I'm sure they're on some. I know I've seen it somewhere.
So I know they're on one of them,
No
but
one.
I'm really
There's so many of them
I
anymore.
keep mixing them up, and
It's
oh, it's
easy
such a
to do.
pain.
It's
There's
easy to
so
do
there's
with
so
the amount
many of
of
the
them.
things that are out there now.
Yeah, totally. So damn many of them. But yeah, that's great. Like I said, I've seen
Oh,
a
this
lot
is
of
the
their.
show that I think you're seeing. Because Corey Calhoun is their main champion right now. He actually goes to SCW in Mexico a lot. He's wrestling Carlito.
Ah, yeah, Carlito. Yeah,
Well, that's
that
pretty cool.
he's actually a pretty nice dude. The couple of times I got to meet him,
I don't think
I
I've ever met him. I'm trying to
I've
think.
I've met him once or twice. I met him twice.
Okay.
I've been lucky. I've got to meet a bunch of my favorites. I've even gotten one, at least one to crack in the middle of a show.
Really? Okay. That's always fun.
Oh, that's me. Like I've dabbled in commentary, and I'm trying to get
Okay.
more, but I bring the same energy that I would if I were just sitting in the crowd.
Yeah.
And when I'm sitting in the crowd, I'm trying to get somebody to crack. Like I'll find it might not be the entire show, but I'm trying. My mission is to get somebody to crack at some point during the show. At one point, it was actually Mike Bennett.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I There was a moment where they were both in corners, and this was right around the time the Undisputed Kingdom was really just started getting going. And Roderick Strong yelling out, "Adam!" Well, I couldn't help myself. The crowd died down a little bit, and I just yelled it out. And you could see he was trying to hide it because he was just looking down like, and I could kind of see him mouthing like he was trying to mouth, "You son of a bitch." But I actually got to talk with him after the show, and I'm like, "Yeah, that was me." He's like, "Dude, you popped the hell out of me."
Not to go
It,
back real quick, but it's
high
TV.
spots, high
I
spots.
wanted to run that check tab real quick. It's High Spots
No,
for
oh
Gen
yeah, no,
Xers.
check that out. But actually, before we get into my two categories I have here, the last part that I love telling this story because it's still one of my, like, if you go on to the podcast Instagram,
Yeah.
this video is one of the pinned ones up top,
Okay.
along with Macklin and Myron Reed actually. But he, shortly before that show, or it was like a little bit before, he did the promo in the ring where he's like talking about, "I want to ball up my fist, punch you right in the wiener, and pull you in for a pile driver." He did a short video of me doing that, where he
Oh
was
my
like, where he
goodness.
was like, talking about, "If you're not listening, if you're not watching Drinkin' and Mo's, I want to ball up my fist just like this." And then I like joined in with him. He's like, "I want to punch you right in the wiener." Oh man.
That's great.
Oh dude. Mike Bennett, classy dude right there.
Not to again go back, but I was looking that up, so I didn't have any I didn't
Oh yeah, no,
interject.
you get it.
Um Talking about meeting like our heroes or the people we really like. I've met one of my top two. So the one I haven't met yet is X-Pac actually. Growing up,
Oh,
he was always my favorite.
oh
As he was just so cool and like at the time he was like one of the only guys throwing like kicks and stuff. It was just the
yeah.
coolest dude ever. Um I've had some interactions with him online. I get really jealous of my friend Trey because he's, knows him and is friends with him now. Screw you, Trey. I love you. um, But the one that I've gotten to meet twice now is Kurt Angle, and that has been like that was
Ooh.
like the greatest thing. The first time I met him was actually at like a little meet and greet thing. It's the only time I've ever froze meeting someone where like I couldn't say anything the first time I met him. And then the second time I met him was actually we were on the same show together. It was Insane Wrestling Revolution.
Okay.
Rhino's promotion up in Michigan. I'm actually one of their tag champs. Um, but I'm part of an evil Canadian group, and
Ooh.
so Kurt Angle came out and yelled at us, and I really wanted to get beat up by Kurt Angle, and it didn't happen. I was very upset about it.
Oh man.
But it was just the fact that I can say I shared a locker room with Kurt Angle, who's
Yeah,
literally like
totally.
amateur wrestling, pro wrestling, like everything that I wanted to be. Like, oh,
Oh, yeah,
so
that's
awesome.
totally awesome. Yeah, that hell, both Rhino and Kurt Angle, that would be killer. I'd love to meet either one of them. I
That
know.
about breaking people. The person who's come the closest to breaking me in a match is Rhino. Because I was telling a few people before, like I've never really had someone like screw with me in the ring. You hear like the stories of like old timers talking about like, oh, I'd talk about this in the ring or screw with them. The
Yeah.
first person to ever screw with me in the ring was Rhino. I was beating him up. I got him to the corner, and he goes, "Now choke me." And then I start choking him. He says, "Now spit in my mouth and call me daddy." And I'm like, this close. He almost got me. He almost got me with that.
Yeah,
That that was
you would have got me with that one. I'd be like,
was
what? I would have been like, what
if
the
it wasn't the
fuck?
instant shock at first, it would have gotten me. Like if it registered instantly, I would have been it would have. But because it was
Oh
like,
yeah.
what did he just say? It was more of like, wait a second. Oh,
The
okay, I get it now.
you talked about, freezing up first time you met Angle. I think the one and only wrestler that I not yet to meet, but I want to, that would probably ever get me to that point. My all-time favorite, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Fair, understandable.
I swear I've like built him up so much in my head. I know, he's just a regular guy and all this, but I'm like, but he's Stone Cold Steve
He's
freaking
stone cold.
Austin.
Yeah. I think that's basically what happened when I met Kurt Angle the first time. It was like he's literally an Olympic gold medalist in the sport that I was nationally ranked in. And then he succeeded and achieved pretty much every goal or dream I've had in the professional career I have now and want to do. And
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, he's literally like the ideal person in my brain of like what I wanted to do and be. So it was
Oh
like
yeah.
when I met him, it was like, you're not human. You are literally a god.
Oh yeah. And like, if I were to try to figure out something to have him autograph, it's like he's the one and only wrestler has his own section in my stuff right here. So it's
Yeah.
like, what the hell am I gonna choose?
That's gonna take you a whole day just to decide that, let alone anything else.
Oh yeah. And I've joked about this, but I'm serious. If I were ever to be able to actually get him on the podcast, like stop the podcast after that.
You peaked.
Like
You
I
peaked.
like how the hell am I topping that?
Yeah, it's retirement time after that. You
Oh
peaked.
yeah, totally. Totally. I Not that I think that will ever actually happen. I mean, manifest it however much I want, but I don't know.
Crazier things have happened. That's all I'm gonna say.
True, true. I've been I've had a few happen. Hell, I Bronson Reed. I actually had the former Ring of Honor owner Kerry Silken on.
Hell yeah. See?
So
Just
I've
keep
got
chugging along. You never know.
yeah, we'll see. Now, when you mention IWR and the evil Canadian group, like I'll admit South Park and Blaine, Canada, but popped in my head. But I got two categories here. One's a bit of a name game, and knowing about that Canadian group, it got me thinking. I try to theme this name game category towards my guests as much as possible. So I figured each of these people, big Canadian named wrestlers.
Big Canadian named wrestlers.
Yep. And so I give you the name, first answer, first thought that pops into your head. Now I'm thinking it it's not as hard anymore for me to try to figure out a Canadian wrestler that isn't a part of this particular family. But when you think about Canadian professional wrestlers, the Hart family,
Yeah.
first and foremost, up there in just about everybody's mind. And the one that's often at the top, Bret Hart.
Bret Hart. I mean, I actually think of CK3 Crimson when you say
Mm-hmm.
that because Bret Hart is literally his favorite wrestler. When he's actually worked for Bret Hart at his promotion in Canada, and there's a picture of them locking up, and he's really proud of that. And CK has done so much for me in wrestling, so he's always the first thing I think of. And then I'd probably think of the Bret Hart Stone Cold match.
Oh, one of my favorites.
the One of the rare times in wrestling history where a double turn actually happened and worked.
Yeah, yeah, like I'm hearing right now of people talking about wanting a double turn out of the Cody Cena
Yeah.
match at SummerSlam, but it's like I think it was actually Bully Ray talking about how the double turn very rarely, if ever, works.
You need the right, like that's one of those things. You need the right crowd, the right story, the right. It has to be like a 1 in 1 billion opportunity to build that.
And the Bret Hart Stone Cold one, they managed it. They did well.
Yeah.
Now, next up, a guy that I haven't had on the podcast, but I've actually had the pleasure of meeting at one point at Sammy Callahan's promotion, Revolver.
Okay. Yep.
The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander.
Okay. Josh Alexander. So I actually haven't seen a lot of his work until recently. So I would probably actually go more towards his recent AEW run that he's been doing, which was like the Callis family and stuff like that, which has been great. Uh, I was never big into TNA and Impact until like probably I'd say the last year or two. Besides watching some of my friends who are on it, but I've been trying to. I got the TNA thing and started dabbling and going back. I've actually recently, not recently, the past couple of years, become a really big Speedball Mike Bailey fan. Speaking of Canadians,
Another guy I've had the pleasure of meeting at a
okay,
point.
yeah, I did a Speedball seminar once. Awesome person.
Oh, totally.
But that's actually on my watch list right now is the Speedball Josh Alexander match. So that's kind of where I'm thinking is like I want to go watch that in the next week or two. This
Mm,
might be my inspiration to go watch it probably tomorrow before IWR because IWR is tomorrow.
mm, definitely. Yeah, Speedball, great dude. Another person I met at Revolver. I've gotten to meet quite a good amount of people that I admire through going to their shows because
Revolver's great.
they kind of, for the most part, flip flop between Dayton, Ohio, and Des Moines, Iowa. They're
Yes,
branching out, but
a little bit.
Dayton and
Yeah.
Des Moines are and
Yes.
Des Moines is maybe 2.5 hours away from me.
Oh, that's not bad.
So yeah, I try to get out
I've
there as much
I've
as I
been to a few Revolver shows. I've known Sammy since about 2017 because Dayton, Ohio, Rockstar Pro. I was there for a year and a half, 2 years. Um, I'd love to get on Revolver. It's something I'm working towards, but it's a very hard shell to crack sometimes. But I think part of the issue is like I mostly have only gone to the Dayton shows, and he very
can.
much wants to see people go to Dayton, Iowa, and really help out. And so I've
Yeah.
never been to the Iowa shows. I've thought about it. It's just a lot of times when they're running, I either have like a booking the next day or something. It's
Mm,
like it's hard for me to go out to Iowa with no pay to then try to go to my other booking and make it on time. And up until recently, the closest person to ride with me is over an hour and a half, 2 hours away. So like
mm.
it's hard for me to get people to ride with me, and it's hard to do some of these travels alone. So
Gotcha. Yeah.
Hopefully within the next year. Within the next year, I'd love to be. My goals to get on. Revolver is one of my top five goals for 2026.
Oh yeah. No. Hey, if you whenever you manage that, you let me know, and I'll try to make sure I make it a point to if you make it on Revolver at one of the Iowa shows, I will try to make it out there.
Hell yeah.
Now, next up, a guy that has a history with Josh Alexander, and he's now actually the NXT North American Champion, all ego Ethan Page.
So I kind of just think of his promotion that he was
Mm,
running until
yeah.
he just restarted it not too long ago. I actually I didn't wrestle on it, but I went with Trey and two of the Skull and Bones kids. They wrestle as Alienated Youth, Martian Webb and Riley Reinhart. Great kids. Martian actually just got injured. He's gonna be out for a little bit, but keep an eye on Riley Reinhart. He's gonna pop off as a singles wrestler. Um, and I really kind of just think of his promotion and like the uh the like podium, the stage he gave a lot of people, a lot of my friends and stuff. That was like one of their first times being seen outside of the local Dayton area was because of his promotion.
No, yeah. No,
So
they
that's kind of what I think of. His current work's been great. I've loved the stuff that I've seen. I'm very bad about keeping up with modern wrestling. There's
it
just
can
so
be.
much of it.
Yeah, it can be kind of
But
daunting to try to keep up with everything.
But the last month or so, I've been trying to dabble in at least AEW and WWE, and like at least like highlights and
Yeah.
recaps and stuff. And most of the stuff I've seen from him has been really, really good this run.
Oh yeah, I'm loving that he's almost doing a Lance Storm esque deal with the North American title with the strap looking like the Canadian flag and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm liking it. I'm liking it, and I've I've got to tell. I talked about having a Danhausen signed figure.
yeah.
I got to tell him that him and Ethan Page and the toy hunt vlogs that he did
Oh, okay.
actually were part of what got me into getting back into putting all of this together.
That's kind of awesome. That's
And,
actually really awesome.
and I got to show Danhausen a picture that I have of all of this.
He's a very, very good dude. Very cool.
Oh, totally.
I've been on a few shows with him at IWR, and like I said, I actually teamed with him at Rockstar, but this was Donovan Danhausen. So this was
Yeah.
it was
Although,
actually my last match ever at Rockstar. It was me and him versus someone who's no longer they're wrestling, but they shouldn't be. I'm not going to name them. They don't deserve
uh,
that.
yeah.
And Calvin Tankman.
Ooh,
That was
Calvin Tankman.
yeah.
I've been around
Calvin's
that guy. He's,
great.
he's a beast.
Whew. Always has been, and he's just keeps getting more and more of one.
Yeah. All right. Now, last but not least, he's kind of in the backstage role doing his thing now. But you can think of his time in Team Canada in TNA, or you can think of Glorious talking about Bobby Roode.
You said glorious, and so sometimes when I really need motivation, I listen to a lot of wrestling themes at the gym, because it just
Yeah.
like makes me think of my goals. And man, glorious, top tier theme. I I think for me, Bobby Roode is someone that I look to for like very solid psychology and promo work.
Oh,
Like if I
totally.
want to work on promo work, he's someone that I've watched more of. I would honestly say I've watched more of his vignettes and promos than I have his actual wrestling, and that's not a shot at his wrestling. He's
Yeah.
actually his old tag team in TNA was one of my girlfriend's favorite tag teams behind the Motor City Machine Guns. um, so I've seen a lot of the tag matches, but yeah, he's it's like the promo work and the talking. He's someone that just
Oh,
makes me
totally.
want to pay attention and care. And I think at the end of the day, no matter how cool you talk or what you say, the most important part is getting people to care.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's a tough skill.
It can be a tough skill to master. That is for sure. But Yeah, no, he's definitely great. I always remember the glorious bombs where
Yep.
you know Champa and Gargano would be, and I I always thought it'd be funny to try to do my own version of that, but with the Joe Hendry music, like they then be like, wait, huh, what? And oh shit.
That'd be great.
And then like one time where I'm like looking like, oh crap, I'm about giving up, and then oh, holy shit, there he is.
Yeah, with again going off of his theme, whenever I play like the WWE games or something, if I decide to create myself for like the career mode or something, I always use his theme song and
Oh,
his entrance.
that or the one that I've used recently a lot, and I guess they're now using this with the Wyatt Six, but Bray Wyatt,
Okay,
his
yeah.
last run,
Yeah.
that one, I don't know. There's just something about that I don't know. I don't know. It's hard for me to put into words what that one.
Maybe it's just nostalgia for me because like when I started getting into wrestling myself and like getting really big back into wrestling was when like the Wyatt family was like first coming up into WWE because
Mm,
it was like 2015-ish.
oh yeah.
That Wyatt family theme, as simple as it was, just
Oh yeah.
so good, so nostalgic.
Any one of his themes really.
Yeah.
But before we go on to my random question category, my podcast actually has a little bit of a tie-in with Bray Wyatt
Oh, okay.
because I had former Ring of Honor six-man tag champ Dutch on. And at the time, like I knew part of the righteous, and but I guess it had slipped my mind if he had a tie-in with Bray Wyatt at all, any like a
Yeah.
relationship or anything with him. Well, then I had either posted about having recorded with him, or it was like I actually released the episode, but I was on my way home from work and I got a alert from, I'm not calling it X, Twitter.
Twitter.
I got
It's
a
always Twitter. It'll
Twitter.
always be Twitter.
I got a Twitter alert, and like I didn't recognize the little picture that popped up. So I'm like, okay, I check it when I get to the red light. Well, when I did, I about dropped my phone because it was Bray Wyatt liking the post,
That's awesome.
and I was just like, uh. I literally messaged Dutch right back, and I'm like, "You're friends with Bray Wyatt?" And he told me the whole spiel, and I'm like, "That makes so much sense right now." But
That's
me
great.
thinking like, "Holy crap!" A guy of that caliber acknowledging anything on my show, I'm like,
That was I think the first time I ever had like Xbox like reply to me or something is I was the same exact way. I was like, oh my God, he knows I exist.
yeah. "Oh man,
I'm
yeah."
such a I'm very professional and I will always be very professional, but at the end of the day, my heart is a fan, and I'll always be a fan, and that is my number one guy. And I will fanboy to my heart's content. I will be professional with him. I will be professional anytime I need to be. But man, if I ever get that opportunity to be, even if it's just him managing in a match with X-Pac, my fangirl heart's gonna go crazy.
Oh yeah. I did. Okay, now you talk. I go on tangents sometimes on this show.
Oh, it's all right. I'm about it.
But you mentioned the fanboying out. I I about ran. Well, I almost actually physically bumped into a wrestler at Disney World one time. I we were my family. We were getting ready to leave, and I had to bend down for some reason, tie my shoe, pickups. I don't remember what. All I remember was on my way to get back up, all of a sudden I see this T-Rex skull tattoo on this guy's arm. And then I look further up and I'm like, from literally me to this was Kevin Owens. And I'm
That's
just like, uh,
what's really funny that you mentioned that too is one of the students of Avery's school that was the one that asked me about Ribera was at an airport in Atlanta like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whenever they had just had that pay-per-view out down there. And he ran into like four wrestlers, and the
uh,
last one he saw was Kevin Owens.
oh my God. Like, I've said it before, but I would have said something to him, but I saw he was with his family and it was in the middle of the park. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm thinking in my head, man, if this were in the parking lot. But I was like, you know what? I know I saw him. I don't want to mess up his family time because in the parking lot, maybe I'd be able to get away with it.
Yeah.
In the middle of the park, no. But I will admit, I ran up to my wife like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
I just almost accidentally bumped into him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's funny you say that too though, because the same dude literally said he's like, yeah, he was like next in line for up front of the like one of the airport lines, like checking in a bag or something. And he's like, so I didn't want to go bother him. He was about to do something, he was busy. But man, did I want to. Man, did I wish it was
oh,
just walking down the road or something.
I know what that guy was feeling at that moment. Yep. Oh, totally. All right. Before I get into too many more tangents, on to the random questions. Some wrestling related, some not, some nothing to do with anything we've talked about so far.
Heck yeah.
So, first one, I give you the question first answer that pops into your head. The first question, craziest in match moment for you?
Craziest in match moment. I guess I've actually just talked about this recently. Is the one time that I got knocked out right at the very first thing in the match. So this was I was about 3 or 4 years in. I used to be part of a tag team called the Wet Dream. I was the Dream, and my tag partner was Big Fish Rembowski, the Fisherman. So we were the Wet Dream. And we were wrestling against a team called the Natural Aces, which was Sam Beal, who is now
Mm.
completely different wrestler than he was then. And at the time, I believe his name was Ace Miles. He wrestles completely as a different gimmick, a different name now. Um, but I knocked Ace off the top turnbuckle during their pose, turn around, and Sam Beal gives me a forearm. And then the next thing I know is I'm sitting in the back asking my girlfriend, so when am I going out? Um, Apparently, because she managed us, I took the forearm, I rolled out, which is what I was supposed to do, and they had like a whole little thing before I had to go back in. And I look at my girlfriend and I go, "Where am I?" And she goes, "NOW in Toledo." And I go, "Oh, what am I doing?" She said, "Wrestling." I was like, "Oh, okay. What's my next spot?" And she told me what I was doing next. Didn't miss a thing. I was there the entire time. Watching the footage is like watching something like original. The first time I was like watching a movie for the first time. It was my body was like a skinwalker doing something. I have zero memory of it. I remember knocking him off, turning around, and then I'm sitting there like, we should be going out to wrestle soon. Oh, I already wrestled. Oh.
Oh.
So I guess that would probably be the craziest one. I actually just found that footage. It's on YouTube because there was a spot in there where Sam goes for a spear, and I do this really cool jumping knee. And Saturn Price and I were talking about doing a tag move like that, where he throws them into my knee. And I was like, I kind of want to do it like this. I don't remember how I did that. I'm gonna have to figure that out, but I want to do it like this. So I just found that footage. I think literally yesterday or the day before.
Hey, tape study to figure out how to do
Do my own thing.
it. But I remember I've been lucky enough to witness a few crazy moments myself. I know this one actually just came up in a recording that I did where I am a fan of the hardcore and
Yeah.
deathmatch styles. And there's a question that I ask everybody that's even dabbled in it on like, is there a weapon you would avoid being used on you if you could have the choice. And conveniently enough, this person said two, and it was glass and fire. And I'm like,
Fair.
conveniently enough, the first ever death match that I got to see in person, the ending to it involved both, where they literally took four folding chairs, bridged two panes of glass, and then somebody brings in a thing of lighter fluid. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not. Death matches aren't for me. They're not my
they're not for
cup of
everybody.
tea. Yeah. A lot of the death match wrestlers I know are absolutely amazing wrestlers. Um, No, I don't. A little hardcore doesn't bother me. I don't mind going down that road. I've been slammed on thumbtacks before, and I don't mind weapons. I mean, I've been hit in the back with a chair from Sammy Callahan. You can't get hit much harder than that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
he's the person who's hit me the hardest, and the person who's hit me the second hardest is my girlfriend. So all the rest of you guys, you better start toughening up because she hits harder than all of you. um, but so I don't mind hardcore. I like that. I did say at one point I'd like to do not like a full death match, but I'd love to do something with maybe a couple light tubes just to say I did it once, but it's not
Yeah,
something I want to go crazy in. I don't want to do like planes of glass. I don't want to do
you don't want to do a full
fire.
blown
Yeah.
tournament.
The most I think I would be okay with fire is there was a wrestler in Michigan known as DBA. Big dude Malcolm Monroe family, ex-ICW in Detroit, Michigan. He does a flaming elbow off the top, and he's someone that's been around, someone that I would be. That's about as far as I would do with fire. Anyone else, anything else, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Although the most recent, and I mean, looking back, it's not that earlier this year. One of the and my I was sitting third row right by the entrance for this, and my clip of it from my vantage point literally got up to like 11,000 views in 24
Oh wow.
hours. But the infamous John Moxley Adam Copeland street fight on
Oh,
Dynamite
okay.
with
Yeah.
the nail board spot,
Yup. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking
that
about.
happened right in front of me.
I'm good on all that. That is not for me.
I remember I legit jumped out of my chair because like I have back issues already, but when I saw that I was like, God
My back
damn,
issues got worse.
yep, my back hurts already, but it hurts worse watching that.
Yeah. Whew, yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
respect for the passion and love for the people that do it. But yeah, I'm good on that.
Yeah, no, no,
I
no.
hit me as hard as you want with like, forearms kicks. I'm all about that, but we start getting to like slashing weapons, syringes through the cheeks.
No,
I'm
no.
good. I'm
I'm
good.
I'm
Thank you.
I'm fine watching it. I don't want to be the person having it done to them.
Yeah.
I'm fine watching it though.
Absolutely.
All right, now traveling up and down the roads and hell, even going over to Japan, there's a lot of long travels, lots of time to figure out ways to entertain yourself. What
Boy,
is
is
a
there.
favorite road slash plane ride entertainment for you?
Um, so a lot of times on the road, so up until recently, I used to get motion sickness a lot.
Mm,
So I was usually the one driving. Even if I'm in a car full of rookies, I'm usually the one driving. I'm also a little bit of a control freak when it comes to driving. I've been in a few accidents that weren't my fault, so I'm a little bit of a control freak. I'm getting better. Dramamine. So actually, the Vietnam trip was the first time I tried Dramamine because I'd flown like 7 times before that and gotten sick on 5 of the 7. Dramine's the greatest drug of all time. I will swear by it. I was able to. I had like 6 flights with the Vietnam trip. Didn't get sick on any of them, and now I'm able to sit in the back of a car. So to go along with that, now that I can actually like do all this, Steam Deck. I have a Steam Deck. Between emulation of older games or newer Steam games, I'm a big gamer. So, my favorite like series right now has been the Yakuza slash Like a Dragon series.
Yeah.
Since last year, I have played one, two, three, four, five, six, Like a Dragon, and Infinite Wealth. So almost the entire mainline series in a year because I've just been so obsessed with it. Um, I was to, to throw it back when I was in like middle school and elementary school. They used to call me Game Boy Freak because I used to bring my Game Boy Advance or SP, and I'd always play that on the school bus. And so I've always been big into just gaming. So usually
Okay.
gaming of some sort, or if I'm by myself. Around the time I turned 25, I started getting into theater, and I did a little bit of theater, which has helped my wrestling out a lot. And I'm big into like musical theater and Broadway. So if I'm by
Okay.
myself, I'll belt out some Broadway musicals and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I've been in about 6 or 7 shows now.
Hey.
Mostly just like chorus and stuff, but I had one show. It's a show called Next to Normal. It's a kind of a depressing show. It's a lot about like mental health and drug
Yeah.
abuse and stuff. But that's the one show that I had a principal role where I had lines and stuff. So it's very near and dear to my heart.
Hey. Nothing wrong with that. All right.
But yeah, those are the usuals. Games and singing.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I know my singing would definitely be in a car by myself because when it comes to karaoke, I need to be damn near plastered for me to even get up there.
I'm so it's funny. It's funny with pro wrestling also, but especially with the karaoke. My biggest fears growing up were speaking in front of a group. I would like pretend to be sick if I had to do a group project in front of like 5 people, being picked up, heights, and being upside down. So like pro wrestling was my biggest fear. And then like karaoke and like for karaoke, even though I've taken some voice lessons, I've done theater shows, I've done a cabaret where I was the only person on stage singing. The Next to Normal show, there's multiple parts on the. Still to this day, I need to be at least a little tipsy before I'll do karaoke. And they
Yeah.
had us do karaoke in Vietnam.
All right. Now I I need to lose a few pounds, I know.
Me too.
But I'm not a picky eater, but I do have my things that I'm like, no, just don't.
Yep.
Least favorite food.
Mushrooms.
Okay, yeah, I know a lot of people that would say that.
That's the go-to. After that, I would say probably shrimp.
Okay, I don't mind shrimp.
I like seafood, but for some reason, there's something about shrimp I just don't like. There's only been one time I've had shrimp that I liked it, and it was this random, like, it's called Asian Grill Buffet here in Tiffin. And they have
Okay,
like this weird, like, Italian shrimp, and it was randomly really good.
huh?
But otherwise, I don't like shrimp and like mushrooms. If there's mushrooms, though I've been getting better. I had something recently with mushrooms that it just kind of came with it. I didn't have a choice, and I was like, these aren't that bad. So I plan
Yeah.
to try, even if there's mushrooms in it, I plan to try whatever they serve me in Japan.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I know I'm definitely a big on, at least trying
Yeah.
everything just about once.
My
But
mom was big on that growing up. Is like, I don't care if you don't like it. You don't have to eat if you don't like it, but you can't tell me you don't like it if you haven't tried it.
exactly. Although I will say for me, peas by themselves,
Okay.
I can't. Like if they're in a casserole or a chicken pot pie or something,
Yeah.
or they're mixed in with stuff, I can tolerate it. But by themselves, no. Don't even don't even bring them near
You
me.
know, it's weird. Since I've like been an adult and making my own foods, I have never once been like, let me go get peas. But growing up, I had no problem eating them. Like they were fine, they were whatever. But I will never go out of my way to be like, I want peas.
Yeah, that and I still get crap to this day, even from some of my little nieces. But deviled eggs, I
Yeah.
can't.
I I haven't had one in a long time, but yeah, I'm not a big fan.
The
I
one,
I
the
can't do
literal
that.
one time my family got me to try one, like one full bite, and then I was like, huh,
Never again. Never again.
never again.
Yeah,
And
no, I
like
don't
I,
think.
I kid you not, my some of my little nieces even giving me crap about it because they'll be deviled eggs at a family gathering. He'll be like, "Hey, Uncle, try one." I'm like,
No. Yeah, no, that's a good poll. That's something like I don't really think about because no one in my family really super eats them. I think my mom likes them, but she knew that me and my dad didn't like them, so she just never got them or ate them really. So
yeah, they'll pop up at different family gatherings, and I'll I'll have people be like, "Oh, we should have them. I like a lot of them." I'm like, "Hey, I don't." They're like, I'll
maybe
be like,
enjoy them.
they'll be asking why. I'll be like, "More for you.
Yeah, yeah, have fun, enjoy.
Have all you want." All right, now with the name of a show like I have, I feel like I have to ask this: favorite drink, alcoholic or otherwise, or shit, one of each.
I'll do one of each. I love Long Island iced teas when it's
Oh, that
alcoholic.
you get a good one made right. Yeah,
That's
those are.
it just tastes like tea, and then the next thing you know, you're like, why can't I stand up?
Yeah, you drink a couple of them, and then you're like, "You're so pretty."
That is yeah, that was that, and then I this my second place one is there's a local place that actually is just closing down actually. But they had a drink called Alien Piss. I have no clue what it is, but it was great.
Hey, as long as it tastes good.
It was great. I think it was like one of my first times at the bar. One of my friends ordered it for me, and I was like, I have no idea what this is, but I'm already drunk, so I don't care. Then I drank it, and it was great, and I kept ordering them after that and never looked up what it was.
Long Island iced teas are good. I'm I'm a fan. I know there's probably a specific name for the drink, but Jack and Coke with grenadine. It
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
tastes
I know
like a
what you're.
Jack and Cherry Coke. I love them. And
I'm
then,
I'm more of a vodka guy myself, so I like whipped vodka and orange soda, get like an orange
ooh,
creamsicle.
okay.
That's pretty good.
That I'm kind of a when it comes to liquor, I'm kind of a whiskey tequila guy myself.
Gotcha.
Like I actually upstairs, I have a full bottle of the Rocks Terramana just waiting for me.
Yeah, no, I'm a vodka guy. Vodka, Long Island iced teas, and then a lot of girly drinks. I just love stuff that tastes amazing.
Hey, if it
And
tastes
then
good, there ain't nothing wrong with it.
and then beer wise, in Vietnam, I found a drink called Tiger Beer.
Oh, that
Um,
I yeah, I most my entire deployment was all the vast majority of it all over Southeast Asia.
yeah.
Tiger beer all over the place.
It was so good. And like they just kept so my time in Vietnam, I didn't pay for a single thing while I was in Vietnam, and they would take us to lunch and dinner. And at dinners, they would just like you would say, "Do you want this or this or this?" And the first time they're like, "You like beer?" And I'm like, "It's okay." And they're like, "Try this." And then they just kept pouring me more and more. And I was like, "This might be the greatest beer I've ever had."
It,
It's not as good imported, but it's still pretty good. I drink them a little bit here and there. I don't drink super often, anyways.
yeah,
Especially now, I've slowly been getting away from it as I'm trying to get healthier.
yeah.
And then I say that, and I'll say my favorite like non-alcoholic drink is like a Diet Pepsi.
Diet Dr.
Yep.
Pepper for me.
I hate I hate water, and people give me shit for it all the time. I drink
My
it because I have
my
to, but
wife
I
gives
hate
me
it.
shit about it.
I hate it so much. I'd rather just like drink a little bit of Pedialyte here and there. That was something I learned from amateur wrestling when we were cutting weight in
Mm.
amateur wrestling is we'd cut a bunch of weight, we'd weigh in, and then we'd chug like three Pedialytes and you'd be fine within an hour.
Oh yeah. All right. Last but not least here, best advice you have for anybody wanting to get into wrestling.
That's a loaded question. There's so
It
many
can be,
places you
yeah.
can go with that. I would say the biggest thing is find a school that's reputable. That doesn't mean they have to have someone with TV time. My original school, none of the people were on TV. None of the people that had come out of the school at the time had been really on TV or anything, but they knew what they were doing. Word of mouth, they were a very good school, very good I can't think of the word when people talk about you and say good things.
Yeah.
Reputation, that's the word. Very good reputation. A place like that that's willing to work with you and help you if you're willing to put in the effort. And effort is the big thing. For me personally, so like I said, I help coach at Skull and Bones now. My big thing is effort. If you're willing to put in the work, I will do what it takes to help you become a pro wrestler. Whether that means extra training, focusing on your weaknesses, taking extra time to teach you how to do run the ropes or whatever, if you're just not getting it. As long as you're trying, effort, effort, effort. It wrestling is very much you get what you put in.
Mm.
I was lucky. A lot of the stuff came relatively easy to me compared to other stuff and compared to a lot of other people I know. But I still put in the work. I was still at training every time. I was still going to the gym. I was still going to shows. There's a lot of trainees I know that will like come in, they'll come to training, they'll do training, and then they don't think about wrestling until the next training. And it's cool. Um, to go along with that, if your goal is just to be a hobbyist and just to have fun, I'm okay with that. My personal belief is as long as you make that known from the beginning and you let us know that that's your goal, there's nothing wrong with that. You still have to be professional, you still have to be safe, you still have to do everything. But like be real with yourself on what your goals are and put in the effort that matches that. I think that's the big thing.
Most definitely, because like you said, nothing wrong with wanting it to be kind of a you know your weekend thing or your hobby,
Yeah.
but letting them know so that way those that are wanting to possibly go somewhere get those opportunities to be higher up on the
Yes.
card.
My like so with me and my girlfriend, I'm very much in the I want to make this a full-time thing. I want to do nothing but wrestle. I want to wrestle 7 nights a week if I can. I have 4 matches in 4 days coming up, followed by 2 days of training. The last 2 days before this, I was training. This is what I freaking love. She loves wrestling and she's very trained and very well, very good at it. She just wants to make it a hobby. She's not looking to make a career out of it. She wants to go have a couple bookings near home, wrestle in front of her friends, go wrestle with some of her friends she hasn't seen when she took the 5 years off. That's her goals right now. And that doesn't mean that your goals stay that way. I mean, when I first started coming back to wrestling after my 2 year break, I was like, I'm just going to be a hobbyist. I'm just going to be a weekend warrior, wrestle twice a month, have a good time. And then I fell back in love with it, and here we are now.
Yeah.
But so your goals can change.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I've always been because I know there's people out there that are like, if you're trying to just do this for fun, you shouldn't be a part of this business. And I personally don't agree with that. As
Yeah.
long as you're trained, you're professional, you're safe, I'm okay with that. Like, not
Yeah.
everyone can be John Cena. Like,
Yeah.
that's just not realistic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, being realistic with yourself, but also having the goals and dreams of what you want is all okay with me. And
Oh,
that's one of the things I try to tell the Skull and Bones kids early is like, whatever your goals and dreams are, I'm here to help you accomplish those to the best of my ability. So,
oh yeah. No, definitely good advice. Now, before we go, where can people find you social media wise? So if they don't already have their eyes on you, they can go ahead and get them there.
you can follow me on pretty much every social media, whether that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. I stream a little bit. I have a Blue Sky. I don't use it often. Threads, auto posts from my Instagram. I have all of that at Aren Norman, ArenNorman. That's the good thing about having a weird spelled name is I've had all the social medias because no one else has my name. um, and then also, I do a podcast that's completely different than this. It's all about gaming, called Frenemy Fire. It was someone that I wrestled with back in high school. That's why we're frenemies. We were in the same weight class. We wrestled a bunch of times. Hey Kevin, I'm 3-0 against you. You've never beaten me. Ha. Um, and we just talk about gaming. Kind of, it's like two friends on a Sunday night shooting the shit about what we've played in the week, what we look up some news, we play a couple games, and just have some fun. You can find that. That's on pretty much all the podcast hosts. And then usually on Wednesdays, but he just had a kid, and with my wrestling schedule, so we kind of move it around. Usually Wednesday or Thursday. You can find it live at twitch.tv/consolekev, ConsoleKev.
Hmm, definitely. We'll get all that in the description. Well, that is about all I have. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me tonight. It's
Oh,
been fun, been an
thank you
absolute
for
pleasure.
having me.
And you are welcome back anytime.
Absolutely. Besides my own podcast, I haven't really done a lot of podcasts. I don't know. I've always seen myself as someone that's like, this is gonna sound bad, but like not deserving. Like I don't see myself in that light where I should be doing them. And actually, I think it was when you had talked to me and I listened to a couple of your podcasts where someone had said that they were trying to do as many podcasts as they can and they were trying to kind of build that skill so also when you become an even bigger star you're even better at them and you know what you're doing. And so I think I'm trying to do a little bit more, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. They're fun
Hey,
too. I honestly, I just love it. I've like I said, when I stopped wrestling I streamed, so like I love getting in front of a camera and talking. And since I've gotten my little bit of coaching in, I've noticed I have to sometimes catch myself. I go on little tangents and I just love talking.
oh, Lord knows I do that from time to time. So I totally get it. But yeah, no, we will get all everything in the description. I'm happy you had a good time. It's been fun. Now I haven't even had my damn dinner tonight.
Oh wow.
I gotta go figure out what I'm doing there. So
Yeah,
yeah, now
definitely do.
now
I just ate mine.
now my issue with this, see, the issue I told you with the
Please like it,